Take your time.
Ready, Nora?
Hello, this is Mike Lanier from Let's Roll Podcast with Jeff Thisted, my co-host from the Hot Rod Power Tour. And
All
we're
right,
here with
hey, guys.
Nelson Gill. We're here with Nelson Gill from ACC Performance Products.
And a special
Plus,
guest.
Yes, and a special guest.
What's your name?
Nora!
Awesome.
Nora.
And how do you know that guy beside you, Nora?
Because he's my dad.
He's your dad. Very nice. How old are you, Nora?
6.
6 years old. Now, I met your dad a few years ago. And do you know that he's the torque converter whisperer?
Yes, sir. I sure am.
Did you know that? He knows more about torque converters than anybody I know.
That is true.
Do you like torque converters?
And cars.
Yes. I
You like
to
automatic trans? You like to what? Excuse me?
build. I like to build them.
What do you mean you like to build them?
Well, we have
You
a
can-
torque
can you
converter.
Nelson, what is she talking about?
She literally, we have set up right here for you guys to actually watch her build a 3,500 RPM stall for a turbo 400 transmission.
Get out of here.
So, no, man, let's take a look at this. And this won't be her first time. Mind you, she's done this a lot. Okay, Nora, show them what you got there. What's that piece?
Walk us through this, Nora.
Okay.
This is the top or the impeller.
The impeller, okay?
What is that piece?
This is the bearing. And this is the stator.
What is that?
This
The impeller, the bearing, the stator, okay?
turbine.
The turbine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put a little stator.
What did you call me?
A little
Oh,
bearing.
Okay.
Bearing.
another stator and then the bearing on top,
Then we put the bottom.
and that's the bottom.
Yes, sir. Now, can you flip it over more?
Yeah, I can flip the table over.
Yes, you can. Oops. We're having technical difficulties.
Done.
There we go. Now, what is that piece?
A front pump gear.
Awesome. And how does it go on the converter when you slide it in the transmission? That's awesome. I'll tell
Now,
you what.
is there a certain way that goes on?
Yes.
It
you
certainly
put this
does.
like right here.
into the slots of the front impeller hub. I'll tell you what, one thing that a lot of people don't get to see is we've actually brought in one of our test transmissions. So she's actually going to stack out the pieces of the torque converter on the transmission so you guys can see how they fit together.
We do not have to put this on.
That's correct, because there's one already in the transmission. So just take a piece at a time, Nora. And here is our transmission. There we go. That's all.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And that's your Turbo 400. So that was the impeller that went on first?
Yes. And it
Okay.
locked into the gear.
Uh-oh. I'm stuck.
You got stuck, huh? Wait a minute. We got to get the bearing right.
Still not done.
There it
There
goes.
we go.
It popped.
I don't know if we lost the song or not. There we go.
Yep. It's in
It looks
there.
like that's diamond plate. It's not diamond plate. What's the reason for those ribs or for those?
Those ribs are actually folded over so that it actually locks the vanes into place. Okay. How does the front cover go on? And it's ready to rock and roll, fellas. That's how the torque converter goes together on a transmission.
That's so cool. I had no idea. I've never seen one apart before. I've never seen one put together before. How long have you been built? What does that say? Nora loves SEMA and Hot Rodders of Tomorrow. Do you like SEMA? Have you ever been to SEMA, Nora? No?
I've just been invited though.
So,
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You've been invited to the SEMA show.
Selena invited me.
to go to the
Very
SEMA.
nice.
And she's actually set it up to where we're actually going to have Nora set up at the Hot Rodders of Tomorrow booth for a minute. And then we're going to have, sorry, I lost you there for a second. But she's also been asked to stop by the Miller booth as well, the Miller welding booth.
Oh, that's fantastic. I will see you guys there because we interviewed a little while ago, was it Dwayne Maddox from Miller
Yeah.
Welders, and Dwayne is going to give me a welding lesson at the Miller booth because I don't know how to weld. So I will meet you over at your booth first, and we can head over and say hi to Dwayne because I want to watch Nora build one of these things.
Yeah, we should do that all together. I want to get all.
Heck yeah, that'd be great.
Did
Yeah.
you guys get to see the picture with Eleonora and Dwayne?
Yeah, I posted that, I think, on our on the post that I did that we're going to be
Yeah.
interviewing you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's cool.
So
Hey, Nora.
we'll recap. She is invited to SEMA from who was it? Someone directly from SEMA?
Yes, somebody directly from SEMA. And, this is about, ladies in hot rodding, also bringing the youngsters and getting the kids involved and stuff and teaching and learning. I mean, Eleonora does a lot more than just build torque converters. Nora, come here and explain to them what all you do for us over here at Boss Hog Torque Converters. So
Build torque converters.
what else have you done here?
Shrink wrap.
Shrink wrapped a skid for shipping.
Sticker boxes.
Uh-huh.
And picked up torque converters.
Uh-huh. And you packaged them.
Uh-huh.
And
Let's
you
get
run
down
the
to
shipping
brass
company?
tacks. Has Nora signed any paychecks recently?
Nope.
Not yet.
Nope. Not yet. She's going to be signing paychecks very soon.
Anything.
Nope.
Until
She has been. Nelson told me she's done some press work. Some press
Yeah.
on a press. Uh oh.
What kind of press work have you done, Nora?
Basically, we have a 110-ton press that basically works off of, it has all the OSHA safety stuff and equipment on it. And it actually presses out the old gears and turbines so that we could put in the new ones. And it has palm controls. And she's actually put the part in and then run the ram down and popped out the gears and stuff, and then traded out the parts. We've also had her running a Doosan 310N CNC lathe machine with an automatic bar feeder on it. And actually, there's a video of her making turbine hubs on our Facebook at ACC Performance. And we've also got LinkedIn and Instagram where you can see her running the CNC machine as well.
All right, now tell me the difference, because I know if I put ACC Performance into Google, it comes up Boss Hog Torque Converters. You're one and the same, but I know there's two different
identities, I suppose. Yes. And that's something that I guess this company's always struggled with, and it's not really. ACC Performance is the company that manufactures the Boss Hog Torque Converters.
Gotcha.
We've
Okay.
been torque converters since 1970. I'm actually the fourth owner of the company. So, David Sides and Paul Sides ran it originally. There's just some super great people. It's great family and stuff. And I bought it in October of 2005, and before you.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
been a minute. And it's it was just really tough, and we just had a lot of stuff going on where we've re-engineered a lot of the product and actually set forth and redesigned the product flow in the building. We've expanded into more buildings as far as that goes. We've added on and probably quadrupled the amount of equipment. And so we've just been growing ever since.
Well, I know talking to you earlier, you told me about you had some, this was a while back, some new machines that cut down break time. So the machines, instead of having people that took a break for 15 minutes every couple hours, these machine runs in perpetuity, 24/7, 365. These things are running, making you some torque converters.
Yes, sir. And we've also got some very unique positioning too, to where just to tell you what we do, we actually have 4 different stations that pull from 1,200-pound drums of wire. You know, a lot of people will use 33-pound rolls and stuff like that. So this is truly much more efficient, and we turn those drums over too, Jeff. So and our next goal is to get little Nora out there on a welder. So you know, it's just getting all the right equipment and trying to get it to fit her hands and stuff.
Well, I'm trying to find it online, and I can't right now. But I remember we met. You've got a huge presence on LinkedIn. You've been there for a while. And when we met through LinkedIn, you told me to go on to the website and fill out this application, this questionnaire for a torque converter. And I'm like, I got a 700 R4, 4L65 transmission. Build me a torque converter. Like, dude, it's not that easy. Can you explain to the people at home a little bit about this questionnaire?
Well, certainly, Jeff. What goes into this questionnaire is we have to know how the motor breathes. We have to know how the cam kicks in. We have to know, how the exhaust is being laid out because it has back pressure. The torque converter is so sensitive because you're going from a mechanical power and retransmitting that through centrifugal force and back through the turbine, which actually takes it back mechanical again. So actually matching the stall converter is indeed a physics equation. So yes, we will need to know your fuel delivery. We'll need to know what kind of intake you've got.
The size of tire, the duration of the cam. I mean, all that stuff. I had no idea. Like the rear end gear. I mean, all this, like, come on, dude. I want to, I drive my car a little bit on here or there, but you go so much more in depth. It's truly amazing.
Well, we have to because, I mean, there's so many people that guess at parts and throw money at parts, and we're trying to cut that down and help the customers. We want them to get the parts right the first time. Are you wanting to race it? There's questions that, I mean, a lot of people just want to be able to pull up to a stoplight and not have to throw their car into neutral, and so that's when a stall converter is needed. If you need a step over stock, we have those too. Jeff, we actually have over 400 SKUs to cover, 35 different transmissions. And we're also looking to announce and get into the diesel market of torque converters. And then we're going to be jumping into some billet front cover stuff just because, a lot of people are demanding for it, where our torque converters are engineered to a point. We actually take off so much rotating mass. There's actually a few cases where our torque converter is lighter than the whole front cover by itself.
I remember. I'll hit thumbs up. You're funny. I just remember the first time I talked to you, you told me, what was it about? I was thinking about pulling a trailer or whatnot. And you told me, you get rid of that old torque converter you got, Jeff, and I'm going to give you 80 to 100 more horsepower just from changing out this converter. It's like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But then you explain it. It's like, that's the rotating mass. You make it lighter. Why is there a demand for the billet front cover? Is it just you don't see it, so it's not for looks? It's got to be strength.
Yeah, well, you're getting into a point where, in our industry, there's hype over hype over hype over hype. People get lost. Pardon the expression, but in the smack talk, is that a good way to put it, I guess?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, the way we weld our parts is so hot. And our background in welding is, I mean, that's what we do. Is so great. I've got competitors coming up to me at SEMA asking me how I'm doing. We've actually got companies that are in contact with us through, Lockheed Martin to NASA. But just because of what we're doing, I'm not sure that we'll ever get a contract with these guys, but we actually can hold some serious tolerances and we make a really good product. Otherwise, we wouldn't have these people knocking on our door all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Right? Now your
Yeah.
background isn't really in torque converters because you started I remember talking to Dwayne. I didn't know you guys had known each other from that background as an underwater diver or an underwater welder. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
well,
tough to dive above water.
That was actually my D school in the Navy, where I actually went to Millington. My A school was an aviation electronic technician.
Okay.
They actually call it a strategic systems weapons electronic specialist. Try fitting that on a business card. But
Isn't it just WEPs?
well, I just did my job, man. I went in there, I fought like hell, did my job. I learned a really strong work ethic, organization. But I didn't actually start there. My father actually built a company called Coin Cylinder Company back in 1974, located in Huntsville, Alabama. So he set up a 200 and I think it's 80,000 square foot facility that employed over 200 people. And he built this plant for John Coin. Now, they manufactured compressed gas cylinders. So you could pretty much say that, since I've been in existence, pretty much, my dad's, been a head engineer, top graduate from Georgia Tech in mechanical engineering. And, it's been a ride ever since, man. Just trying to learn up and keep up with everything that he's taught me. And, he jumps in from time to time. I mean, he's 82 years old and still loves, he can come up with stuff. It's like, how do you think of this stuff? It's just amazing. So, since then.
Engineer, always an engineer, huh?
Yeah, certainly. So we got one sitting right here, right, Nora?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So,
Is that what you're going to be when you grow up, Nora?
are you going to work with Daddy?
I'm going to.
Awesome.
There's no pressure. You could be another model mechanic like Emily Reeves Williams.
That would be
Well,
cool.
She's already got the hair flips down.
I don't know. As far as you might want to get more sleep than your dad, though. From what I hear, your dad doesn't sleep a lot. He's working.
Sometimes I go with him. Sometimes I go with my cousins. Sometimes I go with my mom.
Where do you go?
5, 7,
Family
and I don't know what's left. Because she wakes up 8, 10.
Yeah. And then we've gotten up in the middle of the night and came too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nelson's told me he's been at the shop since like 4 a.m. Stuff like that. It's just a lot of work ethic. And the story you told me when you started the company, Nelson, is something I won't forget. So that you literally were sleeping in a bed at the factory, just trying to get things up and running. I mean, that's dedication and amazing.
It really wasn't even a bed. We just threw a foam mattress on the floor because, we had to do what we had to do. And we were there for just over 6 months, and it was just learning the business, getting into it, trying to excel at everything, re-engineering everything. I was, again, up really early and all through the night sometimes, and just getting better, making better jigs, making a better process all throughout. So we've actually grown from, being in, 4 or 5 different states to shipping all over the United States and into 14 different countries. I think Nora wanted to kind of show off the SEMA member there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
nice. She's really excited about coming. And I think she said she wanted to get an interview with you, Mike, and an interview with you, Jeff, at the SEMA show. And who else did you want to do an interview with?
Terry Wilson.
Sarah Edwards, okay.
And San Diego.
Awesome.
She's got a whole list ready.
Can you say Lou?
Yes, Corey with lunch money as well. Let me get you some pictures here. Let's see,
Yeah,
could you see
Lewis.
Corey right there?
Lewis Lee.
Yeah, Lewis Lee, and there's Lou Santiago, and
Ed Golden is a big supporter.
look who
So
that
that's
is
got-
right there. Handsome Mike
Yeah.
there, with next to
Yeah.
Mike Wood, owner of
That's
Nitrous Explorer.
Yeah.
And then we've got the basically this is
the whole
the
crew.
Radical Rod bunch here, along with Maya Piscotti. And we got Melanie Lewis and then Ed again. And you're right behind there,
I'm
Mike.
hiding.
I don't know if you could see that or not.
I'm the hidden guy.
There you go. And then we got Johnny Bomer and
Chris and Robin. Yeah. Who might have the hot Power Wheels car? We'll see.
heck yeah, man. That's going to be exciting. And Nora wants to give a special shout out that we're sponsoring the All Out Live Pinks for this year. And, we support the Grassroots racers, and Brian Bassan has just an awesome bunch and put together a really great deal. He's traveling around with the Loose Screw and Shannon Poole and, Ralph. I mean, just a whole gamut of people, and they really have a great thing going on. So you guys look up Pink's All Out Live. I mean, it's just a great bunch of people.
And he, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the one who actually started Pink's All Out originally. He's the producer, or
I think, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was the producer of the original one. The gentleman who was doing the arm drops and all that kind of stuff, he's not with them anymore because they've got a little bit different twist. People aren't quite going out with going home with the cars. They've set it up to where these guys can get literally thousands of dollars in cash that night. It's a great show. Man, the cars there are awesome. You're talking, some super nitrous cars, and I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, but Shannon Poole had a 63 Corvette that was really awesome, sponsored by Keen Parts.
Oh, that blue and white one?
It was a red and black one, and he actually got some wind up under it, and it launched up in the air and flipped several times and exploded on him. And just, thanks to all the racers' equipment out there, he actually just got up and walked out of that accident and stuff. They did check him out at the hospital. He's doing great. As a matter of fact, I talked to him last week. He's doing good. So,
I think I remember seeing a video of that car doing that, and that was a very scary video.
Yeah, I mean, his front nose must have hit 30, 35 feet in the air. I mean, it just launched. I mean, I don't know how long his rear wheels and everything were, and his front wheels were off the ground for most of the entire eighth of a mile. It was just incredible. He was turning the first run he ever did. And I guess I can only guess that a gust of wind down there in the Gulf picked him up. So
crazy. Yeah, I think I did see that for sure. Yeah. So do you have any news or anything that you're going to tell us? I know we know about the Nora SEMA. I don't know if there's anything else you could talk about. You're doing a deal with a company. I don't know if you can talk about that or not. You had mentioned to me on the phone, but I don't know if that's something that's a public thing.
Not until we actually have a done deal there. I mean, it's important. I just want to make sure that we follow through on that. And, we just got so many exciting things going on with the additional products we're bringing on, and we're going after some of the newer cars and stuff as well. So yeah, R&D is just full, and we're actually looking at expanding our shop again.
So you said you're going to go after some of the newer cars. If I've got a new Corvette, I've got a new Hellcat, I got a new one of these Ford, the Mustangs, Coyote. What kind of performance gains am I going to see? Why am I changing to your torque converter over an OEM?
Okay, well, again, you're looking at efficiencies. You're also looking at less rotating mass. We're trying to cut nearly 10 pounds of rotating mass off the motor.
Really?
Every 5 pounds, I've been told, is worth nearly 30 horsepower.
every 5 pounds?
5 pounds of rotating mass is worth nearly 30 horsepower.
Oh, I had no. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, and your converter weighs 20 pounds or 10 pounds less than OEM.
10 pounds less so far in their testing. So yeah, and we're going after like well, I don't know. Jeff, have you heard about the new 7.3 gasoline push rod motor called the Godzilla motor?
Is that the Ford?
Ford.
It's a Ford. It's in the
Yeah.
F-250s and 350 2020s. And my understanding is that's going to be the go-to motor. It's got all forged internals. Even that 10-speed automatic has an oversized input shaft, and the planetaries are almost 50% bigger. I mean, you're talking
wow.
about some serious beef here. And my idea is, I'm trying to work with them right now. I would, if that's what they're truly wanting to do is, we need to drop one of those in my Fox body Lincoln and take it to SEMA.
Well, it's a 7.3, right? And if
Yes.
the 7.3, if it's going into a 250, that's not a horsepower rig. That's a towing rig. So it's going to have what, 1,000 pound-feet?
It's a gas motor. So this particular engine is putting out just over 400 horsepower at about 485 or 495 foot-pounds of torque. Now, obviously that's for the street, but with those kind of internals and stuff, you're talking about it's a nitrous engine to begin with. So we could actually, and being a 7.3, what's amazing about this Godzilla motor is that it's just barely bigger than the Coyote motor. So it's going to
really
races and it's ready for boost. It's ready for nitrous. So that's
2.3 liters larger than the Coyote. It's a push rod, but almost the same package.
But a 10-speed automatic. Look, you got to understand, man. I mean, a lot of the cars, and even the car that you've got, okay, has like right at a 300 or 290 something first gear, okay. And the 700R4, everybody was big on that one because it had a 306 or 308 first gear. Okay. Now the first gear in this 10-speed automatic is a 456. Okay. So you're talking about radically launching and going through these gears, and 1-to-1 is in 7th gear.
Oh, wow.
So 8th, 9th, and 10th is overdrive. Then you go, so you're talking about an outstanding package, and you don't have to get crazy on the gear ratio. And the way this thing was just humming all the way through the gears, it was seamless. I mean, they've really put an awesome package together with this Godzilla motor and stuff. So yeah, I've been one of the lucky ones to test drive that 7.3 in a Lariat truck. So in a minute, Nora.
And your opinion of it, you dig it? It's the new. Is it the new LS?
I think it's going to be the new. I mean, that's what Ford designed this for, is to be the new go-to motor to drop it into
everything,
into the build and stuff. I mean the LS has taken over, a lot of things, and they're great motors and stuff. But I'm really intrigued. There's something about a cubic inch motor, and there's like a magic displacement. The 350 was a good motor. That 302 HO that they put out, when you get into, the 2.2 turbos, the 2-liter turbos, there's just that magic combination that seems to work with a lot of things. And Ford really believes this 7.3, they've got something here, because
what's the old hot rod adage? There's no replacement for what? Displacement. Cubic inches, exactly. Give me the cubes, baby. So what does 7.3 work out to? It's over 4. It's not 454, is it? And it's not. I know it's bigger than
445.
445.
Yeah, I have one of their 7.3 diesels.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nice.
So I really like.
I'm sure it's not going to be cheap. You could probably not pick one up cheap, I'm sure, if you want just the engine.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Wait until you get a bunch of them wrecked, and then you'll be able to pick them up for a dime a dozen.
Well, I actually saw one that I saw one
in 10 years.
yesterday that was totaled out with 1,100 miles on it.
Oh,
There you go.
So I could only imagine what it's going to bring on the other side. It was a 4-door Lariat, so somebody's probably going to save that truck somehow.
yeah, it's a 6-figure truck.
I don't
Yeah.
know, dude. That's the thing about the 7.3 gas motor, man. Compared to the 6.7 diesel, it was like $12,000 cheaper.
Oh, wow. But still, the Lariat, it's almost like their King Ranch, isn't it? I mean, it's like running around in your living room. The interior is so
Well,
nice.
Yeah, but if you go with an XLT, they're looking at an MSRP of 53.
Okay.
You know, the diesels are starting in the early 60s
70s?
and 70s.
Those things,
Yeah.
okay.
Man, I'll never be buying one.
Well, not with that kind of attitude, Mike. I want you to think positive, buddy. Think positive.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see, and and basically me and Nelson had talked. We talk on the phone every once in a while. So he's been saying that they've been busy. Even with the COVID-19, you guys are still going strong. A lot of people probably working on their cars in their garages. So it's good to hear that Nelson's company is doing really well.
We've been truly blessed, man. And my heart goes out to anybody that COVID has been touched or has touched. I don't even know how to say it. I mean, really, because I know of some people that know some people, so that have been touched by this COVID, and it's something really, really nasty. I just hope it doesn't get too blown out of proportion. But a person's health at the end of the day is the most important thing. But
Right.
we've had such great luck. Everybody's been watching after everybody, and I certainly wouldn't be able to do what I do without people like Mike and Craig and Tyler and Mandy, all the great people that work for me, that really put in the hours and care about their jobs and stuff. And it's I've always just I don't want to come in and I never really wanted to have a company where I had to be on people, but this is a constant learning curve. I mean, I've got people that's been with me for 10 years and they're still on a huge learning curve on what all this is and how to do their jobs better, and just a constant improvement. It's really great to see the people with the work ethic out there, and digging in the trenches with me. Some have, some haven't, and so forth. But our core group of people are just really good people. I've got
good.
to,
Nice.
And
What-
I met a few of them at SEMA last year.
Yes, sir. That's one.
Yeah, you got a good crew.
Yeah.
What state are you in?
Good guys.
We are in Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
That's right. Every time I go back to that Leonard Skinner song.
Well, actually, we are on my cell phone as we're doing this podcast. I could actually walk you through the alley and show you the building they wrote that song, "Sweet Home Alabama," in. There's actually a recording studio directly behind my shop.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this breaking, it's a Car Show Nationals exclusive. We're going to get to see Leonard Skinner's. Come on, this is really?
Yeah, man, let's go out there.
Because I don't know, and this is completely off subject. I apologize. But I watched this documentary or a rockumentary about they recorded. They had a place out in the bayou where they would record a rehearsal place in the middle of nowhere, and that's where I know that's where they did Freebird. But
yeah, well, I'm sure you've heard of JC Handy Jazz. This whole area, this Florence area, is known for that. And man, we've had all kinds of record labels up and in here. I think it was last summer. Oh my goodness, how in the world could I forget the guy's name? He sang with Stewart. What's his name?
That's mental block.
Brown.
I do that all the time.
But he came here and he was recording all week long, and it was kind of a big thing because everybody was racing around trying to go to Fame and watch him and stuff. When in fact he was actually behind my shop, recording.
Was it Steven Tyler?
Steven
From
Tyler.
Aerosmith?
Yes,
Yeah.
he was here. That was him.
I think that's what you told me. I was trying to remember.
So,
Yeah.
we're getting towards the end of my building here, and I'll just turn around, and what you're going to see is just a little house down here. Can you see that house?
With the cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a really rocking studio, man. They've got top of the line boards. They've got all the equipment. I mean, it's really,
Wow.
really nice. And, over here in this area, we've actually got another several acres where we're actually going to expand our building back and add on. We're looking at adding on another 32,000 square feet. So
Wow.
that's coming up here.
A skate park would be perfect back there. A little snake run. It'd
Yeah.
be
Little
really
skate
nice, right,
park.
Mike? Half pipe.
You'd have to teach me.
That's so cool. That the old house. That's where they did. What is that's your another building?
That's his shop from the backside, right?
Right here, I'm actually in 42,000 square feet. I have another 30,000 square feet off campus where we actually house cores and actually do a little bit of machining and stuff. So, yeah.
What do you house in there?
Cores and some lathe machines and stuff.
Okay.
Cores with a C, Jeff.
What did you? Didn't it sound like that though?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. I just want to make sure it's not me.
We have machines all over and stuff like that too. It's all about working the product, man, and making sure we go that extra mile.
That's awesome.
Right. I think
Hello,
even Nelson said that Britney Spears was even around there, right? Britney Spears, you had said one time.
No, I had actually met her a long time ago at W.I. Simonson Mercedes when I used to live in Santa Monica, California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I didn't know you lived there.
That's
That's exclusive for me. I never knew you lived in California. You could have been hanging out with Jeff.
Right.
Yeah. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, and raised in Huntsville, Alabama, and there got my whole life, man. So we just ended up moving over here to Muscle Shoals. I had to come back to Sweet Home, Alabama. So,
Exactly. I love
There you
it.
go.
So, yeah, this is a pretty long building, as you've seen. And Nora just got on my motorcycle, so let's go see what she's about.
What kind of motorcycle?
Oh, geez.
Hey,
Kawasaki?
And it's actually a retro bike. It's a 2018, and it's based off.
No
the
way.
old
That looks like a Nighthawk 750.
Yeah, the old 1973 Z.
Holy yeah, that's a 2018?
Yes, it
Huh.
is.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Got a nice
funny.
900 on it.
I've been on it.
Yeah, I've taken Nora around. the block on it.
Nora, young lady, your feet don't even touch the ground.
No.
No, but she hangs on to daddy really high, really, really tight.
Like that.
Okay, Nora.
We're having
Now, Nelson, you know what you got to? I'm going to plant the seed, and you're going to kill me about this, but you got to look up either a Z50 or the CT70, the little Honda monkey bikes. You can get Nora a Trail 50 or a 70 to put her around with.
I mean, that might be okay. We're just trying to get her to keep her balance right now, and we just took her training wheels off. So
Nice.
we're thinking about putting them back on.
Get her some elbow pads.
Yeah.
Well, I've also me and the wife have been talking about getting her one of the little kid rail jobs too. So.
Oh,
That might be-
nice.
Yeah, man. We got to get her going fast. She's already fast enough, man. Where do you think these kids get their energy anymore, Jeff?
Oh, man.
Oh, it's all
I know
that
what you're saying.
MSGs. Yeah, it's all the stuff in their food.
Oh, man.
Great.
I'll tell you what,
My son bounces off the wall, I'm telling you right now. He would not stop talking if he was right
No,
behind me.
not MSG. What is it? GMOs. That's what it is. GMOs.
GMOs.
Yeah.
Man, there'll be days where we just go, and little Nora was just at the end of the day, man. She just starts skipping and hopping through the shop and stuff, and I'm like, where do you just keep her? She's actually running laps right now. I'm gonna stop her.
Okay. Here's a Here's a suggestion from your old Uncle Jeff. The only thing that I have learned that has worked, because my nephew is 6, and a couple years ago we went up to a lake in Idaho, and we took him water skiing and wakeboarding. So he was doing that, and then I had a wetsuit, and they all made fun of me for wearing my wetsuit, but I was warm. They're in the water shivering, so my little nephew's in the water shivering for hours, water skiing, up wakeboarding and whatnot. He passed out at 5. Was done. So it's like if you can get them in cold water and they can shiver a little bit, don't get them cold and kill them, but a little bit of shivering will make them tired.
All right. Think about that. I'll throw them
shivering
in a cold
and sunshine.
pool.
That's it.
Yeah,
as long as you're moving, you're warm.
Yeah, we're just thinking of who all we need to introduce. I think Bogey said she wanted to meet Nora and stuff, and there's just all kinds of people that are starting to come out of the woodworks. And
all right, here's what you need to do. You got to contact Bogey. You need to start getting your SEMA schedule together, or I guess Nora's SEMA schedule together. Nora will be signing autographs with Bogey from 10 until 11 on this day, with Chris Jacobs from Overall, and with Chip Foose, with you know what I mean, Rad Rides by Troy, all the guys. Yeah, have them stop by the booth for an hour.
Last year we actually set up, and obviously with a name like ACC Performance, it's at the top of the list, right? So Terry Wilson, Coverman 66, got to give him his love, was actually at the top of the list under Jay Leno, and so I posted that because he was going to be at my booth at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And Jay Leno was given the breakfast to kick off SEMA. So it just, I put that out there in a post, and it actually caught on. I think we got like 70,000 views in like 2 weeks. And he was just like, speechless there for a while. If you can imagine, Terry.
Yeah.
Speechless.
I just thought that was a super cool thing, man, that, his name's right there with Jay Leno. If you scroll down long enough, you can probably see that post.
I was going to ask you a question, Nelson. I know Joe Martin was going to be using one of your torque converters. Did he do that? And was it on TV yet? Was the car on TV?
I don't. It was in a Nova, and I know it's up and running. So I don't know if it's actually broadcast yet or not. Okay. But I know we're doing some stuff with Richard Rollins, and we've been talking with Counting Cars over there. With Danny Coker, and doing some stuff with him, and we've been back and forth with Lunch Money and with Corey, and getting out there on the West Coast quite a bit stronger, and up at the Blues. What's their name? Brad Blue and oh man, Miss Blue. I forgot her name. Anyway, she's up there with the Parts Pro group and stuff, and up in Oregon, and they've got a great group of people up there. And so, yeah, we're just trying to get in contact with all these people and just, basically do the branding thing,
Yeah, Jeff's got the shirt on. I've got the logo here behind me. So we're all supporting here. I just need a shirt from you yet. I still have my Car Show Nationals.
I'm gonna have to give you that shirt, man. So
I still need the one with the logo on the back. I never got that guy.
You didn't?
I think I think that's what Jeff's wearing. I think that's the one he's got on. Yeah. I don't know if that's the one. Okay.
100%. Yep, that's it.
Same one Nora's wearing.
Right, right. Same one.
Don't feel bad about reminding me, Mike. Sometimes I gotta be reminded. I don't want to drop the ball, man. So.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Just want to give you a hard time. But Nelson is a great guy. He's brought a lot of car people together. Brought a lot of people together at his booth every year at SEMA. And if it wasn't for Nelson, a lot of people probably wouldn't have been able to get into SEMA, actually. And Dwayne Maddox is one of them. He actually is so busy, typically he can't even get into SEMA. And Miller, from what I understand, doesn't have him come to SEMA. So because of Nelson doing that, he was able to attend for his first time last year. So that was pretty neat. and he,
Yeah,
I think, really enjoyed it.
you talk about
So.
a kid in a candy store. Now, then you tell him all that stuff is, you can go look at everything. Yeah, he was. It was like hand him a box of tissues, man. This guy he was crying. It was so.
Yeah,
He loved it,
yeah,
man. So
yeah.
It's
So
pretty. It's a pretty cool experience bringing a first timer to SEMA and to get to see the show through someone else's eyes. Because I've been there a bunch, and it's like you see a lot of the same cars or a lot of the same things, the displays and whatnot. But it's like and to see it through a fresh set of eyes it's pretty damn cool.
yeah,
Well,
I think so.
I learned
I
a lot
agree.
because I actually got to bring. I was. I just happened to run into Terry Wilson. I came across a few of his videos, and I'm telling you, man, that guy's like the next Sam Amalo. This guy's super sharp. He knows his stuff. Again, he's like the LS whisperer to me, as far as because he does it, but he'll explain what you're going to run into and get you to understand. Do you do this or do you not? He's a great guy with great knowledge, and I invited him out to SEMA. And in his first SEMA, he met more people and got to see more than I have in like 14 years of going to
Yeah, it's
SEMA.
because you're working. That's because you have a good
You're
work
working.
ethic.
I'm stuck on the
Harry's
booth,
out there. He's hobnobbing with the big wigs. He sees the count.
Yeah,
He get to see everybody, man. So yeah, I'm
right.
like, I'm jealous.
Nelson's more hardcore. He's got to be at his booth, So make sure you stop and say hi to Nelson at the Boss Hog booth. He said he's gonna be by the Miller booth, pretty close to the Miller booth this year.
Yeah, we've actually, if you got a pen, write it down. It's booth number 23116.
Wait, is that the same location you've been at, or did you move?
It's pretty close. It's in the same building. I'm still in Central Hall. And,
So you moved then?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, okay. Because I've known you there for the past few years.
Yeah.
It's like that's the door I come in. So you're usually one of my first stops of the day. I always get there early so I can see stuff before I have to start working. I get the media credentials. So it's like Nelson's right there on the way in. So it's easy to stop by and say hello and catch up for a second. So where are you moving to?
Just a couple of rows down from where
Towards
I was
Ford or towards the back?
Towards the back, but
Okay.
I'm still really close. Do you remember where the Miller booth was last year?
Uh-huh.
Okay. If you're actually looking down at the floor plan, I'm just to the left in the middle.
Okay.
Next
So
to
just,
Miller's.
a couple rows towards the back. Very cool.
Well,
I will see you there.
we'll be there. We'll be
Yeah.
there as long as SEMA's happening. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
And speaking of Terry, somebody posted something on Facebook about SEMA, and Terry said, "Well, is SEMA still happening this year?" It's like, Terry, SEMA is on like Donkey Kong. Come on, man, we're gonna be there.
And I've actually checked out the floor plans and all that kind of stuff, and all the booths are being taken up. Yeah, there's a handful of booths that are not that haven't been taken, but I mean those will definitely fill up in the next month. I mean, the place is already completely packed wall to wall. It's got all the manufacturers. More than 2,000 manufacturers have already signed up, and more are coming on board. As we speak, as things open up again, and we may want to make sure that we'll have hand sanitizer for everybody, and make sure everything's clean and stuff, and not get in people's face and not come to it when you're sick and stuff. But I mean, this is work, but we also want to treat everybody right, But yeah, it's still on like Donkey Kong. There's no doubt. I'm going to quote you on that, Jeff.
You're more than welcome to. Like you said, it's work. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The Power Tour is, but SEMA. I remember Jessie Combs. She's the one who told me SEMA is my busiest week of the year. That's where you plan everything. That's where you see everyone. It's all your meetings. It's all everything. It's all slammed into that 1 week or those 4 days. So it's quite a whirlwind.
All right.
Speaking of Jessie Combs, did you get to keep those pictures of that of the signing of the Snap-on jacket?
Yeah, I got it.
That's cool, man.
Where'd it go?
Tell me a story about that. What was the story on
Well,
that?
we were at SEMA, and Sarah Edwards stopped by, and uh, this guy wanted his her signature on his snap-on jacket. There you go. Jeff's pulling something up right there. Say something, sort of pull up, and then so this guy was like, he recognized Jeff right off. He's like, man, you got to sign my jacket. And Jeff was like, no, I can't do it. And he refused 3 or 4 times. And he's like, man, it's a super nice snap-on, and stuff.
It's one of
And
those
he's like,
jackets where you got to spend 10 grand in tools, and they give you, a nice snap-on jacket. It had, Sarah Edwards and Jesse Combs and all these signatures on it, dude. You don't want me to ruin your nice jacket, so I ruined it for
Jeff
him.
was like, man, I just can't do it. And he's like, look, you can sign right here, right next to Jesse Combs. I swear, you about brought tears to Jeff's eyes, man. And,
Oh, yeah.
and he's like, man, and the guy was like, man, please. And
Do you remember what I did on it?
Okay, and he slaved through it, and he's like, man, here. I mean, he was like, wow, this is humbling. And I mean, dude, that guy just loved you for it too, man. He really.
You remember
did.
I did a little flame job on it?
Yeah, man, I remember that. Yeah. Clear
Well,
as day.
all I can say, my signature is probably very rare. Just saying.
Well, that's what makes it valuable.
Yeah, mine too.
That makes it valuable, my friend.
There you go. There you go. So, you're getting into new cars. Anything else that we want to know about what's going on with your company? You're expanding possibly, and as far as you were building torque converters for some high-powered race or cars, drag cars. What was the max or engine horsepower you're building them up to?
Yeah, well, these guys. I mean, today more and more you're seeing a lot more horsepower and stuff, and a lot of people think of us as street strip rat rods. We do a lot for the rat rod scene, a lot for the T-bucket guys and stuff. And we've sponsored the rat rod build off drive off for years, a couple of years now anyway. And got to give a special shout out to Stephanie Lee. She's a great marketing lady that really builds, does a lot of stuff for everybody. She's got a great heart and stuff. But we do have some converters out there with that are going behind alcohol blown cars, trans brake, big tire type stuff. To see a 500 shot of nitrous is common these days. Seeing 50 pounds of boost on a supercharger. And we're doing some dragster type cars as well. So I mean, we're doing them all. If it's
On those pro mods with that type of horsepower, what is the life expectancy of a torque converter?
Well, some people say it's a full season. The way we actually, to the extent that we build ours and weld ours up, and as hot as we weld, I don't know if we've gotten into that, on this podcast, but our welding is far beyond normal. I know for a fact that a lot of my competitors don't do it this way because they don't know how to tie it in the right way. When we're welding in an anti-ballooning plate that we make actually in-house, there are some of them that we actually have to quench. So we're talking hitting nearly 2,700 degrees on some of these welds that we're doing. So, I mean, these things are glowing beyond our actual lighting in the shop. So we're having to dunk these things in tubs of, 40-gallon tubs of water that by the end of the day is down to about 20 gallons. So, I mean, it just dissipates that much heat that fast. And frankly, we have to put them in there, with at least a 2-foot long set of pliers and dunk them.
Okay, so you're welding at 2,700 degrees. What are your competitors, or what is a normal weld temperature?
These guys are seeing 800, 1,200 degrees in what they're doing. So
okay, you're like triple.
Literally, doubling for sure.
So does that penetrate the metal more? What is the benefit of a hotter weld?
And the penetration is actually called deposition rate. Okay, so we are actually work hardening the metal to an extent where we're really pulling that iron, that carbon out of that metal. And you could actually watch the rainbow effect just walk its way out. I mean, it's pretty fantastic, and that's why I was trying to get you to come by when you were doing the hot rod tour, but I know you didn't have a break. They barely let you breathe, but, I mean, what we're doing, I mean, it is so hot. It actually ignites the welding wire before it even touches the metal.
Wow.
That's how hot it is. So you're talking about some like Tesla old school arcing type stuff. But if you don't, you're limited to your abilities in how you actually do it because it is so hot. If you were to literally turn it up, you could actually watch the welds move and kind of go with the flow, almost like a puddle, like lava. So you got to watch what you're doing. Otherwise, it'll run like wax.
Wow. Interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And is this TIG or MIG welding?
MIG.
MIG, okay.
Yeah. And we're throwing down with some 052. And like I said, we got multiple stations there.
That's Mike's favorite is the 052, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he loves the 052. Really, it's a
a lot of guys I know that's doing what we're doing. He still uses the 035 and we use the 33-pound rule, rolls and stuff like that. Now there's a thing where you actually do a globule type weld where you actually ground the wire into the actual piece of metal. It's much cooler type weld, but we're getting there. Okay, Nora. I'm still on.
Nora's ready to go.
Nora's
She's already got
ready.
the time.
That's right.
She's like, it's been an hour. That's all right.
On Instagram, you're Boss Hog ACC. On Google, you can type in ACC Performance, and it'll turn into Boss Hog Torque Converters. And that's BOSSHOG, not two G's. Boss Hog with, whoa, it's right behind you. ACC Performance,
Yeah.
Boss Hog Torque Converters, and Boss Hog ACC on Instagram. Where are you on Facebook?
Facebook is ACC Performance.
Awesome.
So,
And I'm always sharing your posts, so you'll see it on some of my stuff. So you'll see it on Cars
And
for
what's your booth at
Nationals.
SEMA again?
my booth number is 23116.
23116.
And everything from street to your hot rods to your docks to just pickup trucks, all of it, 40100s to AODs to 350s, 400s, 465s. We built
New cars, old cars, you name it. You got an automatic transmission, you will set them up.
If it's
Shave some
round,
weight and add some horsepower. Look
That's
at you
right.
with the sunglasses on.
it's just
Yeah,
important,
she's
man.
She's
Those
ready to go.
The America hat, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nelson, thanks so much for being on the show. Nora, I thought that was an ACC hat. That's not. It is an America hat, though. I like the
Yes,
American flag on the brim.
Yep.
Well, she's,
All right. Yeah. Thanks.
she's stuffing the old fax machine right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks again,
Yeah,
Nelson.
thanks for joining us today, and we'll catch up at SEMA if not before that. I'm sure we'll talk before that.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be talking before then. But that's
Okay.
cool, man. Always great to meet you guys and talk to you and stuff. And let me know what I can do for you, man.
You got it. Thanks
Yeah.
for rolling with us on the Let's Roll podcast.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that's-
let's roll podcast. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. You guys have a good night, all right?
You too, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah, you too.